Picture this. It's the late 1980s. Kolkata, India. A city alive with the sounds of bustling markets and rattling trams during the day. But at night, the city transforms. The streets turn silent, wrapped in an eerie fog. The only sound is the faint rustle of leaves and the occasional bark of a stray dog.
It's in this unsettling silence that a shadow lurks. A shadow that preys on the most vulnerable, striking when they're least expecting it.
This is the story of the Stoneman, a name that still sends chills down spines. A serial killer who left a trail of fear and death, and whose identity remains a haunting mystery. It all began in 1989. The city's homeless men and women who found refuge on Kolkata's pavements became the target of something far more sinister than the harsh winter nights. The first body was discovered early one foggy morning. A tea seller named Ramu stumbled upon it while setting up his stall. The victim's skull was crushed beyond recognition. Nearby, a bloodstained stone lay ominously. Ramu's trembling voice broke the silence. "Kaun tha ye? Aur kisne kiya?" The few people who gathered shook their heads. No one had seen or heard anything, but there was an unspoken fear. Something dark had entered their lives. Within weeks, more bodies were discovered, each one killed in the same way. A pattern emerged. The victims were all homeless. The killings happened late at night, and the weapon was always a heavy stone. Kolkata was a city of contrasts. The grand colonial-era buildings stood as a testament to its past glory, while the pavements bore witness to the struggles of its poorest. Among them was 54-year-old Keshav. Once a skilled carpenter, life had not been kind to him. A work accident had left him jobless. His family, unable to bear the burden, had abandoned him. Now, Keshav spent his nights under the Hora Bridge, wrapped in a torn blanket, clutching the few belongings he had left. But that night, Keshav wasn't alone. The shadow was watching, waiting. The next morning, a milkman noticed something unusual. Keshav's blanket was soaked, red, too much to be anything else but blood. The milkman's voice quivered as he called out, "Police! Police bulao." When the authorities arrived, they found a large stone next to Keshav's lifeless body. His head was completely smashed. Inspector Malik, a no-nonsense officer with decades of experience, arrived at the scene. His sharp eyes scanned the surroundings. "This wasn't random," he murmured. "Whoever did this knew exactly what they were doing." News of the murder spread quickly. The homeless were terrified. People whispered about a Ratka Saya, a shadow that only appeared at night. Over the next 2 months, 6 more bodies were found. Each victim was attacked in their sleep, each killed with a stone. The killer left no witnesses, no clues, only fear. Inspector Malik was under immense pressure. "This city depends on us," he told his team. "We have to stop this monster." One cold night, Constable Ravi was patrolling near Esplanade. The streets were deserted. Fog clung to the air, making it hard to see more than a few feet ahead. That's when he saw it. A shadow. The figure was dragging a large stone. "Stop right there!" Ravi's voice echoed in the stillness. The shadow froze for a moment, then darted into a narrow alley. Ravi gave chase, his heart pounding. The alleys twisted and turned, the sound of footsteps fading. By the time he reached the end, the shadow was gone. Ravi returned to his post, shaken but determined. He reported the incident to Inspector Malik. "Sir, ये आदमी इंसान नहीं लगता. It's like he knew every twist and turn of those alleys." Malik's face hardened. "We'll find him, whatever it takes." The media dubbed the killer the Stoneman. The name stuck. Headlines screamed warnings. People stopped sleeping in the open. The homeless began forming groups, taking turns to keep watch at night, but even in numbers, their fear was palpable. Inspector Malik's frustration grew. "He's mocking us," he fumed, leaving stones behind like trophies. "He wants us to know he was there." One humid July night, the Stoneman struck again. This time, the victim was a young beggar near the Sealdah station. When the police arrived, they found the same chilling scene. Blood, a stone, and silence. Inspector Malik stood over the body, his fists clenched. "Why do you do this?" he whispered to the empty street. But after this murder, the killings stopped. Just like that. Months later, news broke of similar killings in Mumbai. The MO was identical. Victims were homeless, attacked in their sleep, killed with a stone. Inspector Malik, now retired, couldn't ignore the similarities. "It's either the same man," he said to a reporter, "or someone inspired by him." In Mumbai, the fear was just as intense. Local police tried setting traps, even going undercover as homeless individuals, but the Stoneman, if it was indeed the same person, was always one step ahead. The Stoneman Murders remain one of India's most chilling unsolved mysteries. Was he a psychopath? A man driven by twisted rituals? Or something else entirely? Some investigators speculated that the killer might have been a construction worker, someone strong enough to lift those heavy stones and skilled enough to wield them with deadly precision. Others believed the killings were ritualistic, possibly linked to dark cults or superstitions. But the most haunting theory, that the Stoneman wasn't just one person, that the murders in Kolkata and Mumbai were committed by different killers, all inspired by the same dark impulse. The Stoneman's legacy haunts the streets of Kolkata and Mumbai. Even now, as you walk down a lonely street or hear footsteps behind you, you might feel a chill run down your spine. Because the shadow of the Stoneman is a reminder that some mysteries refuse to stay buried. The story of the Stoneman is more than just a crime thriller. It's a glimpse into the darkest corners of the human mind. And as the city sleeps, we're left with one question. Is the Stoneman still out there,